Florida State and Mike Norvell are in contention for a five-star running back in the 2026 recruiting class. Florida State currently does not have a running back in the room so far in the 2026 recruiting cycle, but looking back at the past here with what David Johnson has been able to do at the high school level, finding success there, but also too through the transfer portal, the Seminoles just continue to seem to churn out talent in the backfield once Mike Norvell has arrived in Tallahassee. And Florida State has put themselves in a very good spot here, still very early on in recruitment, but for a five-star running back. And Derick Cooper, one of the top recruits in the 2026 class. He's 6'1", 195 pounds. He's ranked as the number 23rd overall prospect in the 2026 class. A really, really impressive player. He also plays defensively here too, which I'm about to get into as well. He's ranked as the number 3rd athlete at his position and also to the number 3rd recruit overall in the state of Florida. So yes, one of the top playmakers in the next year's recruiting class coming up. It's crazy. We're already talking about 2026. Time is flying by very quickly, but let's look at some stats here from Cooper himself. His junior season rushing, he had 124 carries, 905 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He also received the ball and caught at 9 receptions, 156 yards, and 1 touchdown. Like I mentioned earlier, he does play on the defensive side of the ball as well. 46 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 4 pass deflections, 2 blocked punts, 1 interception that he returned for a pick 6 as well. So this guy can fly offensively and defensively, but looking at him specifically, he is a threat at the running back position. Some highlights from this last season. Well, he had a season high 184 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns in a close game against Blanche Ellie High School. And also, too, he had 9 tackles and 1 tackle for loss in a playoff win versus Trinity Christian Academy. He plays for Chaminade Madonna, which finished 13-2 and won its 4th consecutive state championship. Now, the Florida State Seminoles are in the running here. He just most recently put out his top 10. Cooper named Florida State, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Miami, Penn State, Auburn, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss in his top 10. These are a lot of names, some big names as well. Definitely, of course, when you're going against teams inside of your own state there with Florida and Miami, and then you've got nearby neighbors with Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn also in the mix as well. Florida State's got a lot of competition here in his recruitment, as expected, of being one of the top playmakers and running backs in this year's upcoming class. Florida State officially gave an offer to Cooper back in February of 2024, and also they hosted Cooper at the Spring Showcase last year during Florida State Spring Game. As we know, this year, Florida State not holding its Spring Showcase due to Doak Campbell Stadium renovations. But this time last year, around April, though, is whenever Florida State was able to get him on campus. And then also, too, they were able to grab him in June for another visit as well. So Seminoles have a good relationship here built under Yak, Florida State's running backs coach, David Johnson. But he has traveled to multiple other places as well for visits, including Auburn, Alabama, Miami, Ohio State, also as well Georgia and Texas A&M. He visited those schools in the fall of last year. Florida State not having the successful season that they were expecting to, and certainly being a letdown season. A lot of these top-tier athletes did not make it over to Tallahassee for some visits. The Seminoles are hoping to change that now with a whole new staff practically and a turnaround roster going into this 2025 season. Coaches from Miami, Florida, Ole Miss, Georgia also visited Cooper early this month already in the month of January. So a lot of schools still working a ton to garner and try to get the commitment here from this young and talented running back. It's going to be highly competitive here for Florida State going against these other schools. Now, the Seminoles are trying also running for some other backs, including 4-star prospects. Javion Osborne, Demarius Yates, Amari Clemens as well. Those are 3 4-star running backs per 247 Sports. The Seminoles currently do hold a top 10 class in the 2026 recruiting cycle. They're ranked 8th nationally. They've got a handful of verbal commits, including a quarterback as well, a 4-star quarterback with Brady Smigel. They've also got a 4-star wide receiver and Ephraim White, another 4-star wide receiver with Darion Williams. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Darrell Bell III, a 4-star DB, to Darius Hughes, a 3-star DB, and then Xavier Payne, a 3-star offensive line. But like I had mentioned, Florida State is looking to bring in a running back in this class. Florida State did surprise a lot of people in the early signing day period in the 2025 recruiting class with flipping Usman Kroma, a very, very talented running back, one of the top running backs in the 2025 class, taking him away from Kirby Smart, and a massive surprise there and a big get for Florida State in its running back room. But the Seminoles always want to reload in this room. They've always been able to find success with David Johnson coaching that group. The Seminoles losing Lawrence Toafili this last season. They're having to do a lot of work getting prepared for this upcoming year. There's going to be a lot of competition as well. But going into the future and finding that back that will be their playmaker, a guy that can get down the field for them and stretch offensive drives, this is someone that most certainly can do that with 5-star running back Derick Cooper. So, hey, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more updates like this, make sure to leave a like down below. Also, hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I release a new video. Hit that bell as well. It will notify you as well. It will ping you with a notification that we release a new video. But until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.